morning. Your Monday morning wake up with local tunes. Dance it off. I need myself a countdown timer. All right, you guys. Good Monday morning. All right. Welcome to Entrepreneur Magic. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Entrepreneur Magic is a show we host every Monday morning. We are switching the time from 11:30 to 10 because life happens and my teenager is taking classes and switching things around. And so I am shifting with him because that's what life does, right? And so we are here with you every Monday morning now at 10 a.m. And we're also going to be here with you every Tuesday and Thursday doing interviews with some amazing and incredible small business owners out there in the world doing some really cool stuff. And we will be with you here on Thursday nights. And that should be around 5:30 every Thursday night. We're switching all of our times, so it's a little chaos this week, but stick with us and join us. We are trying to get this on a consistent schedule for you so you can know when to watch us and when to be here. Entrepreneur Magic on Monday mornings is your morning wake-up call, your Monday morning ready for the week excitement. We are here supporting you as small business owners and helping kind of guide this new conversation in the world about how do we best support small business owners. It's not a new conversation, but we're putting our new spin on it by talking about what is real connection, what makes consumers buy, and what makes communities passionate about supporting small businesses. So that being said, we are here committed to supporting you as a small business owner, committed to teaching communities how to support small business, and really helping you tap into that community connection. So today, what we are going to be talking about, concentric circles of community. And what do I mean by that? I will go into that and explain what I'm talking about. But first, I have a quick question for you. So if you're on live or if you are watching this on the replay, I want you to drop into the comments. Do you think that community is important? In a general sense, yes or no? And you can even put sometimes or maybe. Do you think community is an important aspect of life today? You know, it has always been there and it's always been a continually changing thing. So do you think community is important? Just drop it in the comments, yes or no, whether you're here on with us live or here on replay. All right, so let's talk about concentric circles. First of all, let's define what that is. Concentric circles, it's kind of that ripple effect. You throw a pebble into still water and it ripples out, right? And so I want to introduce this concept of concentric circles of community because that's really the foundation for every engagement out there. And what I want to talk about is how do we make that ripple? How do we make that expand and grow? Now, everyone's familiar with this concept, especially with social media out in the world today. Everybody's familiar with this concept of like, if I tap into you and you're part of my network, then your network is suddenly a part of my network, right? If I know you and you know so and so, now so and so is also a part of my network because by proxy, I'm related to them, right? So we're all aware of this concept. It's nothing new. Um, but I think that, and it's been talked about a lot, but I think that in the social media world, we've lost some of that real connection. And what I want to do is bring back that idea, the concept of those concentric circles, the concept of identifying with other people in other people's networks by proxy. But I want to introduce it for this idea of real connection, of communities, of supporting small businesses. So today I want to talk about a couple things. Are you guys ready? Okay. So one, I want to talk about, what is the basis of community? Two, I want to talk about what is the basis of connection. And three, I want to talk about that ripple effect and how it applies. Okay, so here we go. We're going to dive in. I thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited that you are. Thank you for joining us at our new time, 10 a.m. on Monday mornings. And here we go. Okay, so first I want to talk about community. Community, the sense of community, is founded on one singular principle, and that principle is networks. And what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about any kind of social media thing. I'm just talking about networks. Communities originally formed because it was important that people have support of other people. And that might mean support of skills or support of food or support of protection or support of any number of things, right? Communities form based on that network, based on the reality that we need other people. That's just a natural human phenomenon. We need each other, right? And so communities started to form and gather in the world based on that one singular principle of networking. And now we hear networking and we think of one of two things. We think, oh, okay, like, you know, going to networking meetings, business stuff, BNI, Chamber of Commerce, we think, oh, it's like this schmoozing, going out and like trying to talk yourself up. And then the other thing we think of when we think of network is social networks, right? Because now we have all of the different social networks, and there's too many to name now. But those are all communities, right? Those are all senses of community, and community can exist anywhere a network exists. And the beauty of that is you can define community in any way you want. A community doesn't have to be local to you. It doesn't have to be within walking distance. It can be any sort of network that you have formed. Now, you might have multiple communities within your life. You might have a community for you as a parent. You might have a community for you as a dog owner. You might have a community as a foodie. You might have a community as a salsa dancer. You might have all these communities in your life, and some might be near and some might be far. Some might be within the United States and some might be worldwide. Some might just be virtual and some might be actually in person. But all communities are formed on this idea of network. Right? We connect to each other because there's a need, because there's a drive within us to connect. And so I wanted to kind of identify and define what forms a community. And that can be anything in which there is a network, that connects people. Okay. So then I want to come back and say, okay, drop in the comments for me. What defines connection for you? If you were to define connection, whether you're here with us live, and thank you for all of you who are here watching live. I love having you here. Or whether you're watching on the replay, drop in the comments real fast. What defines connection for you? Because that's what we're going to talk about next, is that defining characteristic of connection. All right. So connection is also founded on one singular principle. There's lots of components to it, but it is founded on one essential piece, and that is passion. Now, what do I mean by that? Because not all connections are passionate, right? But they are. And this is what I want to kind of conceptualize with you today, because we don't think of all of the connections in our life as passionate, because that word has become something that is identified mostly in, relationships that are love based or passion based, or there are relationships with somebody who, we have that other piece to. It's not a business relationship or a relationship with our doctor, or a relationship with the guy at the supermarket who we see every week when we go to check out groceries. We don't think of those as passion, right? But I want to challenge your thinking on this one, because I propose that they are all based. True connection is all based on passion, and here's why. Because that's what brings us together as people. Now, can you have surface connections and can you have deeper connections? Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes, right? We have those passing connections, we have deeper connections, we have, those really, really, really deep soulful connections. So there's different levels and different hierarchies of connection, but I propose to you that still all of those are based on passion. Because here's the thing: when you relate to somebody, when you find the thing that binds you together, that is passion. Now, it might not be a deep passion, but it is still passion. And so I want to kind of introduce this idea that we are all connected by our passions. We are all connected by the things that drive us inside. And whether that's something like a pet, and oh my gosh, I love dogs too, or oh, I have a Shih Tzu, or I had a parakeet when I was 5, whatever that connection is, it's still passion. It's something that inside us that links us to another person because we share it. Okay. And that can be said of anything that links us. Let's take a really surface connection. And thank you for all of you who are here. We're talking about connections. We're talking about connections are really all driven by one thing, and that is passion. So let's take a really surface, a really like minor interaction in your day, like the grocery store clerk. And you're talking, he asks how your day is, you say something, he says something, like back and forth. Well, that conversation is based on trying to find connection, right? Trying to find something that you can talk about. And the way we do that, watch yourself as you go through the week. The way we do that is to find what things we have in common. Those commonalities are our passions. And it might be something like the weather that we both commiserate on, whether it's cold or whether it's beautiful or whatever, but we both have an internal reaction to it. And that allows us to have a conversation and connection with it, right? Okay, so it could be something deeper. It could be something political. It could be something religious. It could be something that's really important to us socially. It could be an injustice. It could be something that we really ascribe to in our lives, and believe in with all of our hearts. So all of these things are where we start to find our connections in life, right? And some are deep, some are not so deep, some are, on different levels, some are more important to us than others. But that's where we find connection, is those passions. And all of those things are the things that help us connect to another person in the world. And I want to present to you the idea that that essential truth of human nature, that seeking out community, that seeking out connection is the same between business owners and their customers. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. That essential truth of connectivity, of the need for human interaction and the need to connect to other people on an emotional level. That is true in all of our lives, throughout every connection in our lives, including that between business owner and consumer. Okay. Customers and business owners connect on that level, even more so today than ever. Okay. You may or may not trust me on this, but I want you to start to watch for it, because you will notice in yourself as a consumer, in yourself as a customer, when you go in, where do you go? You go to the places that you connect with, that you ascribe to, that that resonate with you. When you shop from small businesses, this is even more true. I shop there because they're a sustainable company. I shop there because they're pet friendly. I shop there because they're a family business and they've been in business for, 50 years. I shop there because they stand behind indigenous people. I shop there because whatever. Those connections, those are your passions. Those are your seeking out connection. That's what our passions are doing. They're seeking out another person who resonates with us. And when we shop from small businesses, that is so very true. So as a customer, I want you to start to recognize that in yourself. And then as a small business owner, I also want you to recognize that in your customers. Start to ask them, start to connect with them and figure out why they shop from you. What is it that draws them to you? Because I assure you that there is something, yeah, they might love your hamburgers, or they might love the fact that you have great customer service, or they might love the fact that, you are conveniently close to where they live. But consumers these days, especially the new millennial, who is 90% of our buying force right now, shops based on principles. And those principles, I'm going to propose to you a better word for principles, which is passions, because they shop based on passion. Those of you who are watching who are millennials, drop in the comments whether you think that's true or not, because I ascribe that it is true. I ascribe that they are buying based on their beliefs. They want their money to make a difference. They want to have a stance in this world that makes a change. And because of that, they are connecting to you and your passion and what your business stands for. So that is what I'm talking about today, and what I want to propose as a new concept in seeking out customers in our business. Because if we don't start doing that, then we are missing out on the new consumer profile that is 90% of the force out there. And they do want to connect, absolutely, but they don't just want to connect online. They want to connect here. They want to connect with something deeper, something meaningful, something purposeful. Regardless of what you think about the millennial generation, this is true. I need you to trust me on this. This is true, okay? And because of that, I'm going to wrap all the way back around to the beginning of this and talk to you for a minute about that ripple effect, those concentric circles of community. Okay. So before we do that, real quickly, I just want to hear from you on what you think about this concept of people buying from small businesses based on passion. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your comments. I'll definitely respond. I want this conversation to start in the world because I think it's important and necessary. All right. So let's talk about that ripple effect. What am I talking about? I'm talking about taking all of the concepts we already know and already love and already have embraced with social media and with networking and with advertising and with all of these things that we already do as business owners, and expand them to actually work for us. Okay. And as a customer, do the same in your support for small businesses, because this ripple effect works this way. If I am a business owner and I am a part of a community, and that community grows with each new person, each new business that's on that in that community, okay, then I benefit from each and every one of those businesses being a part of my community. Here's why. If I'm a baker and I have a customer base and I start to grow my community, and then another shop, whether it's another baker or whether it's a shoelace maker, it doesn't really matter. Like it could be somebody like a barber or a hairdresser. And they already have a customer base and they join in my community. And now I'm going to add a restaurant and their customer base joins in my community. And now I'm going to add a pet sitter and their customer base joins in my community. Now all of us are connected, not just to each other, not the 4 or 5 businesses being connected to each other, but now all of our customers are also connected to each other. And all of those customers now know 100 other businesses that they could invite into the community. And my customers, as the baker, can refer out or suggest or expand into the barber and the restaurant and the pet sitter and all of these different components. And so now my customer base just grew 4, 5, 10, 20, 100 fold because they are now a part of my community. Like I said at the beginning, this is not a new concept, right? This has existed since the beginning of time. And as social media has expanded in our world, we know this concept deeply, right? That's the whole point, is like this concept of natural reach, right? But for small businesses, it has never really worked until now. Because now, if we are looking at community and we are looking at passionate connections, then and only then does our network as small business owners start to expand. This is a truth in your chamber of commerce. This is a truth in BNI type groups. This is a truth in any of your Facebook groups. But the reality is small business owners have a really hard time being seen in all of the hubbubaloo, right? And so what is needed is a network that is essentially just for small business owners, just for exclusive to those communities that actually need it, those real people seeking new customers, those real people seeking support, those real people doing real things in the world who are having trouble finding a way to reach their new customer. Well, the way to reach your new customer is community. The way to reach your new customer is that connection. And those connections start to form when my customer, who comes to me because I'm a family business or comes to me because I stand, behind LGBTQ, also finds another person on my network in my community that also stands for that or also is a similar type business and then supports them. And so that is how those concentric circles grow and expand. And that right there, if I were to put it in a nutshell, is exactly what we're doing at Localtude. We have created a community, a network, a grouping of just small business owners and people passionate about supporting small businesses so that that network itself can grow in and of itself in the little pocket, and all those concentric circles can grow and expand, and your customers today can become somebody else's customers tomorrow without hurting your business in any way, and simultaneously bringing you more customers because everybody who joins into Localtude and gets on the app and becomes part of our network and part of our community expands those circles. Now, is it a social network? No, it's not. It's not. It it functions on the basis of that concentric circle concept. Yes, it does. However, we're not there to stir up drama, and we're not there to tank a business with a horrible review, and we're not there to create a bunch of algorithms that you have to beat. We are there to support small businesses. So what we're doing instead of a social network, what we're doing instead of a directory listing, which is really kind of the most base level of these communities, right? And instead of making you run ads, which just cost you what you don't have, time and money, instead of all of that, what we've done is we've taken it up a notch and taken all of the pain and struggle out of it, and instead put in the reasons people buy. They buy based on passion, right? And so what we have is 3 chances for you every time somebody is on the app to capture the customer's attention through what it is you're best known for. Because as they're scrolling through, when they see that picture of your best lasagna in the Northwest, or in-home pet sitting, or 15-minute massages that make you feel amazing, or whatever it is that you're best known for, as they're on the scroll, they stop and they go, oh my gosh, I need that. I want that. Done, right? The second chance you have to capture their attention is what we call connect cards in-house. And that is talking about you, the actual person behind the brand, which is why people buy, and what you stand for, who your business is, why you do what you do, your micro story, capturing a brilliant little snippet of who you are, why you do what you do, and what's important to you, as well as badges that tell your story for you and tell what you stand for, what kind of business you are, and how you stand out from the crowd. And those connect cards are something that people are responding really well to. They see and they're like, oh my gosh, I already love this person, and we have pictures of owners out kayaking or with their families or their pets, or, out doing what they love, because that's what people connect to. They are tired of ads. So instead of ads, we're helping them connect. And then the third chance you have is, because holiday season is coming and we know shopping small is going to be a big, big deal this season, and we want to support you in that endeavor to get them to purchase from you. We do have a holiday offer, a special you're running, a value add is what we encourage, something to bring people in the door, give them the chance to support you. And so in the app, in Localtude, in our community, you have 3 chances every time somebody opens the app to capture their attention, capture their heart, capture their passions, and get them to purchase from you. So we're doing things very differently around here. We hope that you will join us. The only way for your community to start supporting you, though, is for you to get on the app. It takes less than 5 minutes. So go to localtude.com and sign your business up today. And then we can have the community start supporting you in any of those ways, because really we're here trying to help small businesses succeed, trying to encourage communities to know how to shop from small businesses, and really inspire the purchase, because all of the connection in the world does no good if we can't inspire them to buy from you, right? That's what you really need. So that's what we're doing here at Localtude. We do hope you'll join us. Check us out at localtude.com. And thank you for being a part of Entrepreneur Magic today. I hope you'll tell a friend, tell a fellow business owner, and tell somebody who loves supporting small businesses about us. We will see you on Thursday at 5:30 for our community secret fireside chats. And I hope to have you join us there. All right. You guys have a wonderful, amazing, awesome day and an amazing week. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear any and all comments. I'm looking forward to growing my community with you. All right. Take care. Ciao.